But I think it's great that you pointed out they just got rid of him.
That's why I hate all the spectators and analysts saying, the Jets are really messing up on this one in terms of not getting a first-round pick early or whatnot. Because, you know what? No matter where your first-round pick is, you can still get to steal the draft no matter what.
Can I interject something really fast, just switching topics? Matt Holliday is starting at DH tonight. Thank you, Eric, for bringing that to my attention.
Ooh.
For some ungodly reason, Matt Holliday started.
I don't think I like that.
I know I don't. So the Browns benched Deshaun Kaiser for Kevin Hogan this year. Kaiser has 851 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. What do you think of Hugh Jackson's decision?
What does he have to lose? He's coming down the end of his season. This has to be his last season in Cleveland.
Unfortunately.
He needs to go back to being offensive coordinator.
But I like Hugh Jackson.
Yes,
I like him too.
I think he had the potential.
He's doing a good job keeping that team motivated.
No one can get the Browns motivated, honestly.
I'm sorry?
No one can get the Browns
The Browns are
check.
playing tough. They played the Jets tough. I mean, granted, it's
they
the
played
Jets,
every
but
team
still.
tough.
They really do.
But when are they going to get back to competitive levels? That's
They're on the rise already. The defense is pretty good.
When Bernie Kosar comes back.
Plus, they have a good
Jim
draft,
Brown,
and they have a lot of draft picks to come.
Man.
That's another reason why I don't think Hugh will get fired. I think that, you got to let the head coach, play out that plan.
So why are we so quick to jump to get rid of Ben McAdoo? That's what I'm just confused about. Because the Browns are just normal to being bad. I mean, I don't understand.
But you also have to realize every spectator is going to say that about a head coach once they start doing bad. You saw it about Todd Bowles last year.
I got you.
Unless
Still
it's like
wouldn't mind him gone.
Unless it's like really, really. You think so?
Yeah.
Really, even how he's coaching right now?
They beat 3 lousy teams. I'm not making playoff reservations.
And honestly, Brandon, to answer your question,
You feel what I'm saying?
Look, if he was the head coach in Los Angeles, it would be a lot less mellow. I mean, it would be a lot more mellow. And the only difference is why Giants, especially Giants fans, are calling for Ben McAdoo's head is because he's in New York, where you can get ridiculed for breathing the wrong way.
I understand, but we've had season. Tom Coughlin had a dumper.
His
but he's
final season, they were calling for Coughlin's head.
It's just New York fans. You're right.
Honestly, the New York fans, the Jets and the Giant fans, are the most passionate fan bases ever, and they just want to see success, no matter how bad or how good they are. There's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
We do have a caller on the line. It's Martin from Merrick. Martin, how are you?
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's on your mind?
Well, I figured that you needed to talk about the UNC scandal.
Speaking of Giants, Lawrence Taylor went to UNC.
Yes, I did. And I saw him play in college.
I'm sure you did.
Wow.
I don't know how old you are, but you sound older than us.
Yeah, probably by a couple of years.
I mean, I'm 20, so I'm going to assume you're at least 21. But what do you have to say about UNC?
Well, did you hear that they got away scot-free?
I saw that the NCAA was unable to conclude that they violated academic rules.
Yeah, so basically what happened, if you guys are you guys familiar with it?
To be honest with you, I haven't been following it that closely. If I followed every college academic scandal, I wouldn't have time to do anything else.
Okay.
Putting it lightly.
And perhaps on a later phone call we'll get into that further. But basically, as I understand it, UNC created a program within their Afro-American Studies department. It was supposed to be lectures and a couple of papers. It wound up being independent studies. So, needless to say, it didn't sound like it was a heavy lift, but it was apparently open to all UNC students.
Well, the African American Studies classes that we have at Nassau are open to all students.
And how many of your NCC student athletes attend those classes?
I have no idea.
Or are enrolled in those classes?
Well, we'll be doing the play-by-play tonight for that game. Brandon, you can
Absolutely.
ask him. I mean,
I speak to the guys sometimes, but I haven't heard them taking any African American studies.
That is a common course, though, for student athletes to take.
I think the point is that where UNC got away is because those classes were open to the student body. Everybody had opportunity to those series.
So you wanted them to take courses that were only designed for them?
Well, what I'm suggesting is that's how UNC got around it.
I mean, I'm sure that's true. I mean, I took history of sports and history of rock and roll at this college with some of the football players. And they're really nice guys. Coach Ramsey does a good job with them. But I'm not sure I get what you're saying. You want the... I'm losing you. What are you saying?
Well, wouldn't it be nice if the student athletes come out with an education, having learned something?
Well, that's the flaw in college sports. That's done at all schools.
For some reason, I don't think it's done at the service academies.
They're preparing them for something else.
For some reason, I don't think it's done at schools like Dame and Duke.
Notre Dame has had its fair share of scandals. Wait a minute. You don't think Notre Dame has cupcake courses? Is that your point, that you don't like the cupcake courses?
I think what I'm suggesting is that perhaps the athletic departments should make an effort with their academic coordinators and actually make certain that the students graduate with a degree having learned something rather than the traditional, say, for instance, getting a degree in physical education.
Okay, that I can see.
Fair point.
I can see that. All right, Martin, thanks for the call.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, that was an interesting call. That was really interesting. The one thing I'll say to Martin's point is I took the debate course here with Professor Trent Webb. He's awesome. I loved him. And he taught Ricky Williams when he was in college. And he told the story that the Texas athletic director came up to him and said, hey, you got to pass this guy. I don't care how he's doing. You got to pass him. Wow. That's a true story.
A lot of professors do that, too. They end up getting caught up in that situation when they have to pass players.
I mean, it's a really tough thing. There was a great Saturday Night Live skit where John Cena was playing a student from Alabama. Wasn't that great?
I just saw that the other day, actually.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, because, you know what, I guess what he's trying to say is, like, these college football athletes, especially, even if you're not a big name, but you play for, you know, specifically, like, the football team, they usually pass you just because you're on the football team, which I don't know if is always true, but
I think more often than not it's true.
I would think it's true, but probably not all the time.
No one's going to mistake these football players for Mensa scholars. That's all I'm going to say.
I know one guy, Mariota, took like a culinary class at Oregon.
But Jeremy Lin might be a Mensa scholar. I don't know.
Jeremy Lin went to Harvard.
Harvard degree?
That's why I said that. Yeah. On Sunday, the Jets will host the Patriots, and the Giants will travel to Denver to play the Broncos. We already talked about the Giants. They're going to lose by 20.
I think so.
But did the Jets have a fighting chance?
I think so. Oh, I really do.
I won't go that far.
Look, all right, I think they have a chance. All right, I'm going to say that. Do I think they're going to win? No.
I mean, it's at Jet Life.
All I'm going to say is this, is that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, they're both going to play for Sunday. It's been official. It's been announced. But this fact that they still cannot be 100%, and you have to realize their defense has not been that well. I understand our offense, you know, the Jets' offense is ran by Josh McCown and all this stuff, but I don't know.
I'm picking the Patriots to win.
So am I.
I'm picking them to win by at least 14 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's going to be a tight one.
I think it's going to be close, actually.
The Jets have beaten cupcake teams. I love the fact that Jet fans are now in this weird mode where we wanted to lose, and now it's we want to win.
Yeah, you feel like you got life now. So it feels good to win. It does.
I think the Patriots are actually overlooking the Jets. Like, they're an easy win. I don't know if it's going to be that easy. I really don't.
The Patriots always play well against the Jets, though. I remember the game last year. It was a horror show. The last game, Patriots-Jets. It was a complete horror show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picking I'm picking the Patriots. Wow, Freudian slip there.
I just want Jamal Adams as a pick six on Tom Brady. That's all I want.
That'd be awesome.
That's all I want.
So we got about 90 seconds left. It's time for the bottom of the ninth. Brandon, we'll start with you.
Hey, coming into this game, this week's matchups I have for the Giants and Broncos is the Giants running backs versus the Denver defense, and also Rogers Cromartie's being out. I think that's going to be a big factor, especially going against a guy like Emmanuel Sanders in the slot. It's going to be a tough time.
It's another reason why McAdoo's more on the hot seat than Hugh Jackson is.
McAdoofus.
Yep. He has completely lost that locker room. Holy moly. Dominic?
We didn't get to the fantasy stuff today, so I'll just say this right now. Ezekiel Elliott, he suspended that 6 games to look to add Darren McFadden or Alfred Morris. Elijah McGuire, too. Bilal Powell's not looking too well. And you got Forte, who's coming back, but it's Matt Forte.
I like the trade that we made.
I do too.
I thought that was an even trade. Dominic traded me Evan Engram and Doug Martin for Marvin Jones Jr. and Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph was the big piece of that trade. That's why I wanted it.
I think that's a fair trade.
You wanted the running back. Evan Engram has the potential to be, a good fantasy player now. The fact that,
especially this week,
I don't know how many wide receivers got injured last week for the Giants.
4.
I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right.
Real funny.
So many. Oh my goodness gracious, Eric.
All right, so the New York Giants are probably going to get blown out by the Denver Broncos on prime time Sunday Night Football. But I am not giving up on you guys. But just give me something to root for, please. Like, you guys have been such a horror show. Everybody's getting hurt. Just someone do something incredible. A couple of names that I want to look out for are Roger Lewis Jr. and Wayne Gallman.
Yeah, I could see that.
Who I like too? Tavares King.
I like he's the only guy that caught a pass last year in Green Bay.
I like Evan Engram. That's all I'm going to say. Now I like him because he's on my fantasy
Engram for
team.
McCaffrey. Let's go. You can have him.
So, playoff baseball, we're in the midst of it. Oh my goodness, I love this time of year. I'm going Monday, might be going Tuesday, depending on the time of the game, and I'm going Wednesday with Eric.
Hopefully.
Happy birthday.
I got to take off. I already told my boss I might be sick that day.
All right.
Might be sick.
I might be sick, depending.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For Brandon Johnson, Dominic Arbolino, and Eric Fischetti, I am Jacob Volk saying that Roger Maris should have been a zinc miner.